We're going to be diving into some Lucio gameplay today, and if you would like to see your gameplay reviewed here on stream, send me the import code to DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com, and I would be happy to turn it into some content. We are on Antarctic Peninsula. You see you have a Doomfist on your team. You are playing Lucio. We have a Zenyatta, we have a Cassidy, and we got a Genji. Looks like a pretty dive-heavy team. The only one who will be kind of slow and need defending is Zenyatta himself. I see you are using your... Okay, so you're using your speed boost to get to the point very quickly, but in doing so, you've kind of left your Zen behind. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, it would be a good idea to make sure that Zen can stay with you. No real need for you to be all the way up in the front. Again, you are not the Lucio tank. Talked about this before, but the support players, the DPS players, should be behind the tank. And in doing so, you've kind of left Zen behind. You left Cassidy behind. Cassidy also desperately needs your speed boost. So off the start of the game right there, stop jumping off of the walls and just run along with your team. And that way they can make use of your speed boost aura, because no one is getting any benefit from you being all the way up here. You're going around the corner here. I see you turned and waited for your team. That was a good call. Again, you are the Lucio tank here. There is nobody benefiting from your Lucio aura in any way. You are about to get aggressed on by the enemy Orisa. You can see there Cassidy is right here, and the Moira is about to come around the corner as well. Let's see what you do. That's a good boop. So you amp it up. You amp it up. You are now standing in the middle of the open. With a full line of sight on you from the Cassidy, and it looks like the Ashe is just slightly obscured there, but yeah, you could have committed to this angle and gone around here, kind of kept everybody inside. Your tank has moved forward, so at least there's that. He is in front of you now, so you have the healing aura on, and you turn, and you are supporting the tank. That's a good call. You should probably utilize cover a little bit more. You can see that he is critical, so there's no reason to have the speed buff aura on, and you swap it back. You're swapping back and forth, back and forth. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's kind of really no need to use the speed aura in this moment. Good job amping it up when you saw the critical target. And you were able to get the enemy Orisa down. So in this moment, you know that the Mercy on their team is going to fly in and try and get the res. Your Doomfist, instead of fighting the Mercy, who should be his priority #1 target, is over here fighting the Moira, who is just as elusive as Doomfist himself, although your Zenyatta does have the healing orb on him, so he probably will not die. But unfortunately, Genji is kind of up here doing his own thing, fighting the Cassidy, and actually Genji is the one who should have the Zenyatta orb on him, because Doomfist is a little bit tankier than Genji is, and the healing orb from Zenyatta will actually keep Genji alive and allow him to do a lot of his dive techniques. As long as he is kind of within range of the Zen, he'll be able to snag that healing. And it's not a bad thing to have the healing on the tank, because we know that the tank was low a few seconds ago. But that being said, this Genji needs it more, right? Doomfist has more hit points. He has the power block ability. He has the ability to stop this, where Genji only has deflect, and then he has to get out of there. And with him fighting the Cassidy, there's a pretty good chance that the Genji is about to eat it. It looks like you guys are about to take some damage from this dynamite that is like kind of inside of this Ashe right now, but it's about to come your way. But the main thing that we need to focus on right now is the fact that the Mercy is about to swing over and get the res on this tank. That's why she's flying over here. It's not to heal Moira. It is 100% to get the res on the enemy Orisa. And so we're not thinking about that at all. We're chasing down the very elusive Moira, and up here at the top, you're about to see that the Mercy is about to res the tank. And your Cassidy was able to get her down, thank goodness, in the time that she was probably utilizing the res. So thankfully that didn't happen, but now you are over here fighting Moira on your own. And again, you've kind of left your team behind. Without looking behind you, without keeping people in front of you, you don't know who's in your aura and who isn't. You can utilize the number here to see who is there, and you know that that no one is actually in your aura right now. So, like right here, like chasing down this Moira, I know she's low health. There's kind of no reason to be this far away from your team right now. Looks like you probably are going to get the kill on her. And if that health pack wasn't there, you 100% would have died to this Moira. And then, so in the time that you've been fighting Moira, your Cassidy has died to their Ashe, your Zenyatta has died to their Cassidy, and it is now you and Doomfist left over to fight the rest of the enemy team. So you overcommitted to this Moira engagement. You're now way away from the Doomfist, who is going to need your assistance as soon as possible as he's fighting the 2 hitscan DPS here, although it looks like Ashe is about to go down. And the Moira is going to come back and put in that heavy damage on your Doom. It's time to retreat back to the point. We have overcommitted. But instead you're going after the Moira. This is the wrong thing to do. You're amping up your speed boost when your tank is going to need your healing. You are, again, you're nowhere near your tank at all. He's not benefiting from your aura. And you did eventually get the kill on that Moira. So, like, that's good and all. And you can see that your tank went down. Okay, so in the time that you wasted spending fighting Moira, the entire team of yours has died. And that would have been not the case had you stuck around, kept your healing aura on, and actually been healing your team and, you know, assisting them, enabling them to do what they do best instead of trying to be everything all at once, Lucio. And while you were able to get the kill on that Cassidy, you got hindered, and as soon as you got hindered, the Orisa came around the corner and speared you to death, and now you are dead, and your team loses this point. That's unfortunate for you, but, like, what did we really expect? It was you against everybody who's about to come back from spawn, and even if you had survived the Orisa spear, the Mercy is coming back to heal the Orisa. You definitely would not have been able to have beaten either the Mercy or the Orisa when they are together like that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to let it play kind of from here, I think. And we're going to watch the enemy team come over and take the point from you. And here they are. Alright, so Genji is back now. And Genji is misplaying his hand as well, because Genji should know that the Zenyatta is behind him. You have just died. And the only thing awaiting Genji here at the point is Doom. And and I'm not talking about your tank. I mean, actual certain death is waiting for Genji here at the point. So he's just gonna charge the enemy ultimates of the support players. He's gonna put a bunch of damage in on the Orisa, which is effectively going to do nothing because the 2 enemy healers are here supporting the Orisa. And even though the Discord Orb is on, I don't think that the Genji and the Cassidy will be able to put in enough damage to actually kill the Orisa. And even if they do, then the Mercy's just going to res her. Again, we need to wait for the team fight at this moment. But 3 of your 5 teammates are here trying to protect this point in a 3v5 scenario. And we can see all this time has been spent trying to get the horse down. And where is the horse? The horse is at more health than she was a few seconds ago. Like, all of that damage, all that time has been committed to try and kill the Orisa. And what happened? Absolutely nothing. Okay, that was gigantic waste of time for everyone involved. Let's get back on you. We can see your Doomfist is, he's spacing out, dude. He's looking at his knees. He's got a little ketchup stain on his pants. You know, he's got to wipe that off. You know, he forgot that when he had lunch, that hot dog fell out of his mouth and hit his pant leg. And so he's just looking down at his pant leg right now. I'm not sure exactly what Doomfist is doing. Good job amping it up, swapping over to healing when you saw the Cassidy come around the corner. Unfortunately, that Orisa is just on point with the spears. And your team has taken out their Mercy, and you've taken out one of their DPS. So in this moment, you are in a good position to actually beat them. That being said, if everybody dives on this horse, there's a good chance that Moira will be able to keep her alive. So it's going to be better if you guys do turn your attention to Moira here. But no, instead, we're just going to beat a dead horse. She's totally fine. With any amount of support, the Orisa can literally just survive forever. We need to be prioritizing this Moira. And you are now hindered. You took some damage from the Cassidy, but you broke line of sight there, so everything is cool. So, your Doomfist was over... Excuse me. So your Doomfist was over here fighting on the point. And instead of kind of coming around this way, which would have put you in danger, you came around the side, and that is the right thing to do. You broke line of sight when you were low health, and in coming around this corner, you have used your ultimate and used it quickly, which is the right thing to do in this scenario. The one thing you need to remember about Lucio's ultimate is that the additional health doesn't actually activate until you touch the ground, right? So one thing you want to avoid doing before you press Lucio's ultimate is jumping off of a wall, because if you look, in this amount of time that it takes you to descend to the ground, there's a possibility your Doomfist could die. So when you do use Lucio's ultimate, try and be on the ground as often as possible. And the Doom was power blocking at that moment, so I think you're good to go there. And with the Discord Orb onto Orisa, there's the possibility that all of you together may be able to kill her, but again, the Moira is still the priority target here. We're going full in on the tank, and you can see with the help of the entire team, you guys were able to get the Orisa down. Thankfully, the Genji seems to be aggressing onto the Moira, and she is about to die, although Mercy is about to come back, so there goes. And so the Moira just disappeared, excuse me. The Moira just disappeared and used her fade at the exact moment she needed to, and now she's gone, dude. The possibility to kill her is gone. Now Genji has to change targets over here to the Cassidy, and the Mercy is about to come back, and I would anticipate that the Mercy, because this is quick play, will fly directly in front of all three of you to try and heal this Cassidy, or will potentially try to get over to the Moira because she sees that she is critical health, and in doing so, will put herself directly into line of sight with all three of you guys. Classic quick play scenario, and you can see that you have turned your attention over to the Mercy, who is the 100% highest priority target. So you are doing the right thing, aside from the fact that your team is now over here, and if we go back to you, we can see that you are about to leave everyone behind. You see your aura now has 2, even though there were 3 people right next to you just now. Your team should be coming with you at this moment. And you should have the healing aura on. Because you just got hindered. As soon as you saw that hindered text pop up, you definitely should have swapped over to the healing aura, but I anticipate that you will probably do that now. And there it is. And you swap back to the speed boost. There was no reason for you to swap back to the speed boost. You have plenty of speed right now. Potentially, you may be able to get this health pack, but there's a better chance that with 36 hit points left, which is how many hit points you actually have, there's a better chance that Tracer may just be able to kill you before you reach it. And there it is, right? So the Genji picked up the health pack, stole it away from you, and even if you had picked it up, like, you probably, or even if he hadn't picked it up even, you probably would not have been able to have made it here before Tracer could have tickled you with enough damage to have dealt 36 damage to you. Unfortunately, that's going to be your death there, and now Doomfist is over here. The kill was gotten on the enemy Cass. You can see Doom is back on the point here, and the Moira is still alive, right? The very elusive Moira still alive over here, even after all that time we spent trying to kill her. I'm going to play it from right here, and we're just going to see what your team does. You guys are getting the point back. So you have the point right now. You can see the Doomfist is diving onto the Moira, who simply faded away from him because her fade comes up every 6 seconds. Moira is OP, bro. Moira right now is in a very good space. She's in a very good part of the meta. It's very fast in Overwatch right now, and Moira is there for every fight. She's there, and then she's gone again a lot of times before she can even be killed. You can see she's doing just fine on the health up here. And she's gone, right? And so your Genji is way out of position, and now your Doomfist is about to go with him, and they are going to overcommit to being in the spawn lane of the enemy team. And while Genji is full health right now, he has just used his dash, so he's going to have to wait a few seconds to use his dash again. And while I don't think he will die, unless Tracer gets extremely aggressive on him, while I don't think Genji will die, he's putting himself in a really shit spot because the enemy team is about to come out of the spawn right now. You can see them all coming out and getting ready to come out and take on this Genji. And Doomfist is overcommitting with them, knowing that there's no teammate support that can actually reach him in time. Zenyatta is all the way back here on the point, and what's he gonna slow float over to the Doomfist and the Genji, who are all the way at the enemy spawn right now? So you can see, the Genji is backing up, he's back with the Doom, and now the Zenyatta has come over, he threw the healing orb onto the Genji, and we are good to go. But we do not need to be advancing past this point. pushing them up to their spawn door is almost never a good idea. And there goes Doomfist. Classic Doom. He's in there, baby. Jumping in directly in front of 3 people, plus the Mercy who's about to come down. And while Moira is over here kind of fighting Genji, because that's kind of a better fight for Moira to take, the Doomfist is putting himself in a terrible position. And he's gone. Look at him, just sadly falling to his death. We'll see you later, Doomfist. Let's see, I believe you are up now, so you're on your way back from the spawn. You have amped it up already. And while, you know, most of the time I would say probably don't amp it up, you were far enough away from your team at this moment that you could realistically have gotten away with it. You're going to have about 5 seconds before your amp it up comes back off cooldown, but I think you'll be okay. And unfortunately, your Zen is dead as well. So not only did your Doomfist die for overcommitting to the enemy spawn, your Zen tried to save him and got himself killed, and now you're in a position where you only have yourself, Cassidy, and Genji alive to take on the entire 5 of the enemy team, which means you guys lose. And you're backing up, and that is a good call. You can see right now as you're amping it up that no one is in your aura except you. The Genji is right next to you, so he actually should be in your aura. Let's see if you can, swapping over to speed, swapping back to, healing. I don't think you needed to be on speed right there. And again, I talked about this in the other Lucio, review. You can utilize the additional momentum that you get from skating on the wall, but breaking line of sight with the enemy was a smart call here. You swap back over to the healing. Smart thinking. And you get Cassidy out, and Genji has overcommitted to his play, and he's just gonna have to die for it, right? The odds of Genji getting out of here are pretty small. Your Doomfist is back. It's time to wait a second and just chill out here until you guys have a better opportunity. Genji got really lucky, because if this Moira wanted it, she could have taken out that last little 10% of his health. And I see you're amping it up. That's a good call. I would not recommend standing in the middle of the entire opening right there. You have a plenty good space right here, which blocks off the entirety of the enemy's line of sight from you. And you could literally have just kind of stood here and let them, you know, let them kind of fight with whoever wanted to stand in the choke. But I do see what you're trying to do in trying to keep the Doomfist and the Genji in the aura at the same time. But you're putting yourself in a very dangerous position to do so. Putting in the damage, that's a good call. You swapped over to speed again there for a second. There it goes, you're swapping back and forth, back and forth. There's no reason to have speed boost on. You're low health, you're down like 75 HP, and again, you are alone, nobody in your aura again. Where is Zenyatta? I believe he should be back from the spawn by now, and he is, but unfortunately he is about to get taken out by the Orisa, and so is the Cassidy. I don't think there's anything you can realistically do about that, and I don't think that Zenyatta is getting out of that, so it's going to be a one support scenario here for you. You could have, instead of going to get that health pack, you could have just kept your healing aura on. Again, I just want to draw attention to the fact that look at where we are. 1, 2, 3, 4 people, all right here in the middle with you, and you have no cover. You have nothing in front of you to block anything aside from this one little piece of ramp here to block the Cassidy. You are literally in the middle of the fight right now. So you're trying to get the kill on the Moira. The Mercy is still the priority target here. You're probably never going to kill the Moira as long as her Fade is active. You need more than one person to be able to jump the Moira at the same time. You as Lucio can't deal damage fast enough before her Fade comes off cooldown, unless you're incredibly accurate and you hit every single shot on her. So you amp it up, you swap back to healing to amp it up for your Doomfist. Again, you did not need to swap over to the speed boost. Woof. And you are lucky in this moment that this Cassidy decided it was a good call to, like, nut early with his high noon, because if he hadn't clicked that early, both you and Genji would have died in this moment. The overcommitment to this angle for Genji is his fault. It's not yours. But at the same time, the Cassidy has enough time to have waited there. He just happened to press the button a little bit early. But now you are very low health, right? Like, you are 72 HP in the middle of the fight with everyone, and everyone is looking... So you're doing your best to keep everyone up, and your incredibly elusive team is able to get out of the way there. You see Doomfist is going for the health pack. You see Genji is committing to killing this horse. Even though the Mercy is right here, bro, he can see the yellow beam. The Genji is like, nah, fam, I swear to God, this horse is gonna die today. Even though the Mercy could literally just res her, this is his target. I don't understand. Where is the logic? Cool, he got the kill. Good for him. And now you're dead. And that's what happens when we don't utilize cover, right? And here comes Mercy. Oh my God, what's she doing? Oh my God, is she about to res the Orisa? No way, fam. Oh my God, it's like I can see the future or something. Jesus Christ. So, you are dead. Your Cassidy is dead. Your Zenyatta is here with your Doomfist and Genji, and it's gonna be them versus everyone at this moment, right? So the enemy Cassidy is also dead, so at least it's like 1 DPS to 1 DPS. That being said, both of their supports are alive, and you have a Zen who can only heal one person at a time and has 23% ultimate charge, so there's no way that he could put out enough healing to actually stop this, but it does look like the Moira is about to get her shit kicked in by the Doomfist. So since you are dead, we're gonna watch this from the kind of bird's eye view here. Bang. Oh, and Doomfist just decides, you know what, fam? Nah, dude. I don't care about killing the support. I'm just gonna come over here. I'm gonna take the fight. Yo, and look at the Genji. Look how mad the Genji is. He's like, nuh-uh, they didn't res that horse. He's got to get back on his priority target, right? His priority is obviously the enemy tank. Who else could it be? Cause who else could it be, dude? Oh my God. Amazing. And Doomfist is doing it too. Jesus Christ, this is horrible. You can see that the enemy Moira is destroying your Zen, and no one is here to peel for her because everybody is too worried about what Orisa is doing, even though they know they realistically can't get any value out of killing her right now. Everyone is watching the Orisa. No one is protecting Zenyatta, and I'm just gonna watch Zen die. And here he goes. And there he goes, right? And what? And where are we? Where are we? Oh, shit, baby. Oh my God, look, he figured it out. He figured it out, dude. My God, look at him go, and now Doomfist is dead. That's unfortunate, man. That is unfortunate. And there goes Genji. Horrible misplays on the part of your team. I'm gonna go ahead and swap it back over to you since you are on your way back from the spawn now. You have used Amp It Up again, but now everyone is dead, so it's best just to wait. Smart thinking. As soon as you see that everybody goes down, you stall out and you wait here. That is the right thing to do. But you have speed boost on, and you know that Cassidy is down here taking damage. Just put the healing on. Stop swapping back and forth so much. Only if the situation calls for it. I know it's like trendy to press the button a whole bunch of times, but you have to actually be pressing it for a reason for it to be effective. There you go. And you've got your ultimate, so as long as you guys don't peek too hard right here, you guys should be able to stay alive long enough for your team to make it back from the walk of shame from spawn for the terrible, terrible plays that they were putting out just there. And for some reason you're taking damage. You are actively taking damage from the Moira beam, and for some reason you think it is time to put the speed boost on, baby. Let's go faster. I don't understand, bro. Come on, man. Help me understand. There you go. There you go. Okay, so in doing this, you swapped back over to Healing Aura for a second. You amp it up, which gives you a little bit of the additional healing, and then you swap back over to the Speed Aura, which I can only assume is to get yourself over to this health pack a little bit sooner. But I just want you to see what just happened here. Cassidy went out to fight it out. Alone, without any help, decided to put himself in line of sight with the enemy team, and it got destroyed for it. That's what he gets, bro. So you go into the health pack, you grab the health pack, but now you're alone, completely away from the enemy team, being pinned off by a Moira, although I don't think the Moira will have enough damage to actually kill you right now, because Lucio is kind of elusive. Man, that sucks, huh? Instead of continuing on and continuing to be elusive in that moment, you kind of, you second-guessed where you were going, and in doing so, you, unfortunately, are dead. So, we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna watch your team, and hopefully they pick it a little bit better. Hopefully they are able to figure it out, but they're about to walk into another 3v5 scenario, because no one stayed back at the spawn to wait for the team. Cassidy didn't go back to the spawn when he had the opportunity. He could have just waited and not engaged with them, right? Like, there was a perfectly good underpass right here with a mega health pack. Cassidy could have backed up into this spot and just waited for everybody to spawn. And if they got close to him, he could have just been like, haha, and then walked away, right? But no, instead, he's gonna walk back from the spawn. And there goes Doomfist, baby. There goes Doom. He's got to do something, right? This is his last-ditch effort. He's gonna try. But it's not gonna do anything. And Genji's going in for it. Who is Moira fighting right now? Moira's about to go kill Zen again, because Zen is over here looking like prey, and Moira is, you know, she doesn't need to support her team, really, because there's enough people on her team alive that she could realistically go duke it out with this Zen, and that's gonna be the end of your guys' push here. If you guys somehow are able to eliminate all 5 of them, I will eat my hat. And Doomfist is really putting it, he was putting in the work, bro. Doomfist was putting in the work. And again, so as you come back from spawn, I'm just gonna back it up like 10 seconds so that we can see you coming back from the spawn. Because you do the thing that I talked about earlier. So you amp it up, which is, this is the right time to amp it up, right? It's overtime, you need to get back there right fucking now. Now is the time to amp it up. You're doing good skating, this is solid skating. And then this is the moment, that was the moment that I wanted to highlight. Because as you come around this corner, bang, you have the, you have so much airtime, and no one is around you to break it down for. Unfortunately, when you press the button, the Zen is like just slightly, you might actually get Zen, but the Doomfist is out of range of you, and the Cassidy, you have left Cassidy behind. So when you do break it down, I'm not certain that anybody gets the benefit of this. No one gets the benefit of this, and you can see, like I was talking about, Lucio's ultimate doesn't actually grant the additional hit points until you land on the ground. So as you fly around this corner and you are up in the air, it lifts you up, and then you start to break it down, and in that time, Zen dies, so he doesn't get the benefit. Doomfist dies, so he doesn't get the benefit, and Cassidy is way back here, so the only person that gets anything from your ultimate is you. Bang. And Genji. Genji does get it. So at least there's that, right? I forgot all about it. I'll be honest, Genji has done so little in this entire gameplay, I totally forgot he exists. Alright, so at least 2 of you got it. Unfortunately, you were not able to get Doom. It is what it is. That's just something, that's like one of those nuanced parts of Lucio's kit, right? Is the airtime between when you actually utilize your ultimate. When you do use it, try and be close to the ground so that you can activate it as quickly as possible. But you needed to get to the point, so flying through the air was your only option. And Genji is able to utilize his ultimate while he has the additional hit points from yours, which is definitely the way you wanted this to go, right? I'm trying to get it back onto you. Alright, so you're keeping Genji up. You're keeping Genji up, and unfortunately, Genji goes down. There's nothing you could really do about that. Unfortunately, I don't think he got anybody with his ultimate at all. Cassidy is back. He uses High Noon, and the only person he kills is Tracer. And you are down. Genji is down. Cassidy's about to be down, and the Tracer gets rezzed by the Mercy because Mercy is still the priority target, and no one is killing her. And there goes Cassidy. And that is the end of the first round here on Antarctic Peninsula. Unfortunate, man. The team loves to 3v5 for some reason, and I don't understand how they think they're gonna make it out of this alive. That being said, you did everything you could at the end there. You made it back, you used your ultimate, you tried to get some damage in, although you went after Orisa instead of going after the Mercy, who is the priority target. You know, you weren't gonna win anyway, right? So, like, at least you were there. At least you used your ultimate and you didn't end the round with the ultimate in your pocket. Alright, so we're here in round 2.
Bring it in.
And again, I just want to highlight, you are the one with the speed boost. Everyone is behind you. I said that in the first round. You did it again in the second round. Even though it says 4 people are here with you, actually no one is here with you, see? But then you take a second, you wait for the team. That's totally fine. They could have been there with you. You just run next to him, bro. Just run next to him. Okay. And right now you are coming in. Your Ramatra is in front of you, so that is a good thing. Your Moira is up here on her own with the Symmetra. That is also a good thing. Symmetra appears to be placing turrets behind you for some reason, but whatever. At least she has a support with her. You guys are doing the right thing right now. Let's see how this goes from here. You swap over to the healing aura. Good job. Be careful of this moment, right? This moment, you see 1, 2, 3, and then Cassidy on the side. The best thing you could possibly do for yourself is just to move back here, right? Like, as soon as you move right here, you completely eliminate all of that damage that you could potentially be taking. So you're putting in the damage, you're jiggle peeking the corner, which is good. You are cutting off line of sight from some of them, but unfortunately this side right here is still getting you. You can jiggle peek it from here, right? And now you've completely eliminated the tank, the Moira, the Mercy, and you're only engaging with the targets who are right here. Just a slight positioning difference will keep you alive in that moment. But you can see that your Moira actually does know what the healing button is, so at least there's that. Thank goodness for that. And you're amping it up. You're trying to keep this Ramatra alive. You got the Moira heal orb here next to you. I don't see how Ramatra could die in this moment. Except for the fact that Ramatra doesn't know how to use cover at all. So he is like, he thinks, you know, let me go tank for him and let me guard, because that is the best possible scenario for me. There's still 7.5 seconds until the point even unlocks. Who is Ramatra helping? Excuse me. Who is Ramatra helping by doing this right now? Like, what value is he actually bringing to the team? Like, point presence, you could argue, maybe? That's it, though. That was solid headshots on that Tracer. Good job. And your team is... I like that you have kept the heal aura on in this moment. That is good. Your team is kind of trying to get these guys over here. But again, we're too focused on the horse. We have low health, low mobility targets over on your left that are just ripe for the picking, right? And Moira is figuring it out because the enemy Moira is damaging her. But that being said, like, everyone could be looking over here. Ignore the horse until the very end. So you're firing out there, and in the time that it took you to fire a few volleys into the enemy tank, which again is not the right call, in that time, both of your DPS are down, and unfortunately that is going to be the point for you guys. You're not going to be able to take this point now in the 3v5 scenario, because only their Tracer is down. They would have to seriously misplay in this moment to lose the initial take. And for whatever reason, your Ramatra decides, you know what? Fuck these guys. I'm just going to ignore them. So the Mercy over here, literally the highest priority target who is over to his left, he's just going to walk directly in front of and completely ignore. And you guys are all kind of fighting you're just fighting the wrong people right now, right? And Mercy, like a gift, Mercy flies directly into your line of sight. You can't make this up. This is quick play at its finest. Mercy decides, you know what? Fuck this power position where I'm completely safe over here and no one's looking at me. I'm going to put myself directly in the line of sight of everyone else. But instead of shooting the Mercy, you go back to shooting the tank. And while she did die, she was actively getting healed in that moment. So you're going hard for this Mercy right now. And, oh man, and that is... Oh man, that Mercy doesn't know what to do. She could have easily, like, Guardian Angel down to this Cassidy and kept him alive and just helped him with the damage boost, get a couple of kills, get a kill on you, or put damage in to your enemy Moira, or to your teammate's Moira. But unfortunately, she just threw her life away. That's the second time in like 20 seconds that I've watched that Mercy absolutely kill herself, and she deserved that one. Good job. Nice follow-up with the boop to get that additional damage on her, and she was not able to get the res, and you guys are good. At this moment, the Cass can easily kill you, so you don't really need to get this aggressive, especially since... Where did Ramatra go, bro? Oh, there he is. Okay, so he's assisting you. Okay, so you guys are together. I think this is okay, except that you are getting a little bit too aggressive. Grab the health pack and start backing up. Good. Good job. Yes, this is the right thing to do. You and the tank, you committed to an engagement, you got the kill, and now you're falling back to the point, but I think you're only falling back because you noticed that the enemy team, has started taking it from you. And the Moira from their team just completely abandoned the rest of their characters and decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to stand on the point where I will immediately get killed, or she'll just leave, right? But more than likely, she'll immediately get killed, and you guys will just take the point back anyway. This was a ridiculously stupid play on the part of the enemy Moira. And so you're back. You're here. Everybody's full health, so there's no reason to have the... wait, Ramatra's a little bit low, but I think you're okay right now to have the speed aura on. And again, this Moira is just about to fade away or die. And she didn't fade away far enough. She decided, you know what? I know I'm low health, and I know the entire team is here, but I'm going to turn around and try and kill this Lucio. And then she's going to pay the price for it. That's what you get for your stupid-ass play. Right now, you don't need to ultimate. You have the healing aura on. You can see your Symmetra is the only one who's low health. Now would be a good time to amp it up, but that being said, you don't really need to. Getting a little bit too aggressive with the baby diva there. You can let Ramatra kind of stand in front of you. He's right next to you, but you can let him kind of get a little bit ahead of you, right? And the Mercy is in a bad position again. I don't think she'll try and res, and if she does, she's stupid. Okay, so she does fly away, and again, in this moment, you are Lucio tank. Even though your tank is here, he's behind you. You could just wait 1 second. Just wait 1 second and let him get in front of you. You have now overcommitted to the engagement. Look at where you are, and look at where the enemy spawn door is. Right? I know you're about to get the kill, though, so I understand what you're thinking. And, oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, so 2 of your team is at the point. Only you and Ramatra are going to... You might be able to get her, but I don't think she's close enough to you to actually benefit from your ultimate. Let's find out here. And she was. All right, so that's good. When you landed, you were able to get the Symmetra in there. You guys need to retreat right now. Being in front of the enemy spawn door is death. This should signal death to you. And the Mercy got away, bro. She literally just walked back into the spawn, and all of this overcommitment was for nothing. You could have saved that ultimate. Alright, so you're swapping back and forth between speed boost and healing. The healing aura is obviously going to be more important right here. You did swap back to it right now, which is the time when you absolutely needed it, but you could have just left it on. There's really no reason to speed boost at this moment. Yes, good, amp it up, but there's no reason. You just swapped back over to it again. There's no reason to swap back over to the speed boost right now. You need the healing aura to keep Symmetra alive. And Symmetra teleports out, so that's good. You guys are getting out of there. Smart thinking. Make sure that your Ramatra stays in your aura with you, because you can see you've kind of left him behind, and the rest of the team, the only one benefiting from it right now is Cassidy. You can see the green on his trench coat and his legs there, but the Ramatra doesn't actually have it. That being said, he's stupid for stopping right here. The entire enemy team is coming out of the spawn. What the hell are you doing, bro? You are the only one doing the right thing right now. Okay, so you're coming up to the high ground angle here. And right now, the Moira is healing them, so thankfully there's that. But with the enemy Pharah here, you're going to need both of you to be healing at all times to be able to keep your Cassidy alive. If you want the Pharah to actually go down, Cassidy is pretty much the only one who can take her down at this moment, unless the Pharah is really bad at flying around. So you swap over to the healing aura. Good thinking. You are Lucio the tank again. You don't have 500 hit points like a tank. You have very few defensive abilities, and while your self-healing is very high, there's no reason that they can't kill you in this moment. Everyone is getting back to the point you were doing the right thing until you stopped, right? But you can see that this Pharah is getting extremely low, so ideally she will die, and if she doesn't, you're going to be in a bad position. And you amp it up, you back up, good job, smart thinking, that's exactly what you should do. Put the tank in front of you. And again, like the tank and the Symmetra on your team and the Moira on your team, nobody gives a shit about the only person that should die, and it's Mercy. Come on, guys. Come on, dude. Like, leave them alone. Kill the one who needs to die. So, you utilize, in this moment, you utilize your momentum from your ability to wall ride to get over to the Ramatra, and you're doing so with your healing aura on while the Pharah is fighting you. This is very smart gameplay. This is exactly what you should be doing, and you can see that he's low health, and your amp it up is on cooldown, so the best thing that you could possibly do is back him up and try and boop the Cassidy away to create space.
This shit goes so hard.
But for some reason, you went backwards, and your Ramatra goes down. And thankfully, the Pharah did go down. That was a nice kill on the Pharah. But, like, with your tank dead, you need to retreat immediately. Because not only is your tank dead, but your Moira is also dead, and your Symmetra is about to die as well, and it looks like she's about to pop her ultimate, which is not going to save her, because I don't understand why Symmetras do this, but they keep popping their ultimates in front of enemy Moiras who are using their ultimate. Moira beam goes through barriers, so the Symmetra ult doesn't help anyone in this moment.
Push them off the point. They got us outnumbered. Keep that in mind.
So you're getting over to your Cass, which is good. You utilize your speed boost there to get out of the range of the enemy Cassidy, which is good. You saved your own life by swapping over at that moment. Those are the times when you swap from healing to speed boost, and then you immediately swapped back to healing. That is exactly what you want to do. I can argue that getting the kill on the baby D.Va was a good call here, because as long as D.Va never has a mech, you're totally good. I think you did all the right things here. You are very low health, and so is Cass. It's time to retreat. Hopefully you do. You got your healing aura up. Your Mercy is back. Your Ramatra is back. Alright, you're good. This is now, you're clear to take a team fight at this moment. And you got the kill with the help of your Cassidy and your Ramatra. You got the kill on the Pharah, who is the biggest threat target in terms of damage on the enemy team. And you can see the Mercy is stuck inside of the Ramatra's pull, so she will probably die too. It'd be very unlikely that we see this Mercy get away at this moment. Unless everyone ignores her, right? Like, which is essentially what's happening right now. Thankfully, Symmetra sees her, so hopefully Symmetra is able to get her down. But the Ramatra had the moment. He had the perfect moment to stop the entire push. He could have just turned around and punched Mercy in the face like one time, and she would have died. Hopefully she does die. The Mercy is gone. She's Guardian Angeling out of the way. She caught the healing from the enemy healing orb from the Moira, and the Symmetra no longer has line of sight on her. Your Ramatra threw that play, and you are also very excited about killing this Cassidy. This is still the person you want to kill. You can literally see the yellow beam coming off of him. Why are you still fighting Cass? So you back up here, you retreat, you put the tank in front of you. Good job. Okay. So the D.Va uses ultimate. there is a very easy line of sight here for you. All you got to do is kind of block it off with this. You have your speed boost active. That is the right thing to do. This diva, if she's smart, will try and barrel stuff you with her mech, try and get on top of you with the mech. So I want to watch this in third person. Let's just see what happens. So you get all the way out of the way. Symmetra is line of sighting it with the silo that is right here. Ramatra is blocking to absorb some of that damage, which I guess is fine, but this slows him down. Hopefully, everybody survived. Okay, good. And let's see if Diva kills your Symmetra with the mech here. No, okay, so the Diva didn't commit to the engagement. You did the right thing by speed boosting out of there and getting yourself away from them. You have your healing aura on, which is the right thing to do. Right now, you have a perfect opportunity to break it down. All of your team is alive, and if you look on your aura, there are 4 people in your aura, which means every single person is going to get the benefit of your ult. You're also not flying through the air right now, so you'll be able to activate your ultimate very quickly, and then you guys can turn around and push in on them very, very easily. This is the moment where you ult, right? We don't wait for somebody to get to low health. We pop it now so that we can initiate onto them. Right now, hearing that high noon should be another signal for you to, even though he's over here, and like it's very unlikely that he will get any real value out of this, hearing high noon should be your signal to pop your ultimate as well.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
And you do, good job. Unfortunately, the Cassidy, who is probably the one who's going to end up getting picked by this unless he just waits, because he does have them line of sighted right now. The Cassidy is the only one who could realistically die to the high noon. He didn't get the buff from your ultimate, but I think you guys are fine. I don't think he will die. We are fighting the wrong target. Like, the Mercy's still here. Still here. Still just chilling. Looks like she's getting beamed by the Ramatra ult, but everybody is worried about Baby Diva. Baby Diva doesn't have a mech, bro. She's floundering around just trying to figure out what to do next. There's no reason she needs to die first. Okay, so we got her down. And you were able to get the Mercy and the Moira down. That is good. That's good. With the help of the Ramatra ultimate and the team pushing up while they had your ult active, you were able to take out the entire enemy team, basically. Their push is over now. You guys win this point. There's no question in my mind that you win this point. The Tracer's not doing... The Tracer is literally doing nothing. Both of her support and her tank died. This Tracer thought, you know what'd be cool, dude? You know what'd be cool if I just walked onto the point? She deserves to die. And when she does die, I'm gonna laugh at her. Ha! That's what she gets, bro. That's what she gets. She literally had the opportunity to come out and have one more team fight with the team, and unfortunately, in doing what she did, she made the wrong play. She saw that it was close to the end. She thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it, and she paid the price for it. That's what she gets. All 5 of you are up. They're about to enter into a 3v5 scenario, and they have to because time is up, right? They have no more time to fuck around. They can't wait for Cassidy to get back from the spawn. Realistically, if they stall long enough, maybe Tracer could get back, but this Cass is never going to be part of this fight. Okay, so you go up on the side here. Where is your tank? Way down here. He's coming, but you are initiating too aggressively when you should be waiting for the team to come with you. There you go. Good job. You waited a second. You got aggressive, but then you came back, right? You thought better of it, and that's good. You're swapping back and forth between the healing and the speed. There's nothing wrong with that because you're keeping Ramatra kind of moving a little bit faster. You're about to amp it up here with the healing aura. And unfortunately, the Diva was able to kill your Symmetra, but the amount of turrets that are on her means that this Diva is about to come out of her mech and immediately die. And there she goes. Good job. You have the speed aura on right now. but realistically, I would probably have the healing aura on because you don't know who is about to come in and deal some serious damage to your team. The Cassidy has swapped over to a Reaper, which allowed him to have the mobility to get back here a little bit faster, so you do have to worry about that. But you can see that their Mercy has gone full on I don't know what to do mode, pulled out her blaster, and she started shooting. So like, this is that moment that like where like the meme says, so I started blasting, and like that's Mercy right now. So she doesn't know what to do, so she's just gonna go for it. She's gonna do whatever she thinks is right, and I'm pretty sure this is where you guys win this round, right? No, it's gonna keep going? Okay. So Mercy is on the point. The Reaper dies immediately to a couple of headshots from you and a couple of headshots from the Cassidy, and he's gonna Wraith form. Right now, you don't need to chase this Reaper, even though he's very low health. You being up close to him means that you could potentially be one hit. He can literally tap you one time and end your life. So like, just be very careful about doing this. Although he is low health. And you do get the kill on him. Your team is demolishing this Moira right now. There's nothing she could do about this. She's gone. Tracer's back, doing absolutely nothing. You hear the Mercy tried to go for the res and got punished by your Cassidy and your Symmetra. And your team is very smart for utilizing their ultimates at the end there, but for some reason your Moira was like, hey man, it's overtime, I'm gonna hang on to this. But you can see your Cassidy is using High Noon right now. You can see that your Symmetra is utilizing her wall, and that is good. Everybody used everything in their back pocket except for Moira, who decided to hold the Kamehameha till later. And you guys win this. No question in my mind. They made too many mistakes over and over again. You were mostly in the right place for that entire round, aside from getting a little bit too aggressive in between the team fights. You guys got a little bit too aggressive advancing on their spawn, but you were smart enough to keep your tank mostly in front of you, and because of that, you came out on top. And their Tracer committed to the kind of throwaway in the end there, and because of that, they never had a chance to 5v5 you. They were always at a disadvantage. Good, good, smart. You did it. Yes, yes, bro. This is exactly what you want to see. Yes. The Ramatra went that way. That's on him. It's not your fault. He's stupid. You know, he decided to break off from his two support characters. Not your fault. You're doing the right thing. It's the moment where you wait to see where everybody is. Good job. Yep, and you're swapping. You're swapping back and forth. And then you amp it up. Dude, you are doing awesome off the start of this. Yes, very dangerous position, but because you and Ramatra were committing to it at the same moment, you were able to get that Bastion down before he got any value. And because of the Bastion being dead, I 100% think that you take this point in the first call here. But that being said, you can see the Mercy. The Mercy is about to swing down and try and get this res. And you guys are going to go after this Zen, which is exactly what I would do. And the Mercy may end up getting the res on the Bastion. It is what it is, though, right? Like, I don't think anybody saw her yet. So I think you guys are making the right call for the information that you have at your disposal. Right, so you are now getting too aggressive on the Zen because your Ramatra is way back here, and he tried to get this health pack, but he missed, and he has the Discord orb on him, so there's a good potential that the Ramatra might die, and you would know that he is low health if he were in front of you. I'm gonna play it out from here. Bang, you're putting in your damage, but the Ramatra's getting very low. You can see the Orisa is coming up on his tail here, and the Mercy is down here, freely able to get this ultimate, or freely able to get this res, except for the fact that okay, your teammates are on point. All right, good. So the Mercy was not able to res the Bastion. You guys are good to go here, I think. That is not you. Let's bring it back to you. Yes, and you kill the Zen, and the Mercy is dead, and now it's time to focus the horse. Yup, yup. And right now, your Ramatra is dead. Unfortunately, the enemy tank was able to kill your Ramatra. That being said, there's no one on her team alive except for her. So in this moment, you go back to your team, and you decide with your team whether or not you're going to aggress on her as a group. But you don't do it alone, because you as Lucio don't have enough damage to kill the Orisa. And your team was able to take her out with their combined damage there. You could see that she had the Discord orb on her. Cassidy was hitting her. Zen was hitting her. And Symmetra It's hard to say whether or not she actually was able to get damage, but her mind was in the right place, right? So everybody focused up on the tank, and you did it last, which is good target priority. That's right, goddamn right, team kill. And you now see the Ramatra coming back from the spawn, and in your mind you think, I'm gonna go speed boost that Ramatra back to the point so that we have the opportunity to have a team fight with our tank there. And this is incredibly high level Lucio thinking, because you are not waiting for the next thing to happen, you're actively making the next thing better for your team. Bang, so you got the Ram, you guys are coming back. You see Ram is booking it now that you're here. All right, and unfortunately, your Cassidy died to the Reaper. There's not much you can do about that. He probably was in a high ground position, doing his best to set up for the next fight, and the Reaper just came up on him, and he lost the 1v1, man. That's kind of on him. But you got your Ram with you, and that's the important thing. You got a little bit too aggressive there, but you were able to snag the kill on the Tracer. The Ramatra is with you, so you're doing the right thing. You guys are there together. You don't want to break off from them, because right now you see where you are, and while you do have this little piece of cover right here, your team is all the way over here. Your Ramatra is right here, but you are about to enter into line of sight with all of these people. So just be careful and get out of this spot fast. You held it there for a second. You fired off a few volleys. Nothing wrong with that. You just got to be careful. And you're back to the healing aura. You're doing great. Okay, right now, when that Reaper goes Wraith form, it's time to turn around and take a peek, right? Because you don't know in this moment, while you're looking this way, you know that the Reaper is low health, but you don't know what your Ramatra is looking like, and this is the moment where you need to find out. Bang, and you just saw that he is critical, and in seeing that, you immediately swap over to the healing aura, and you're going to try and commit to this engagement on the Reaper, but the Reaper is already almost full health again, because the Mercy is up here, freely able to heal him with nobody able to shoot her. And you can see that both you and Ramatra are hungry for this Reaper kill, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately. And with the Discord Orb on you, you are potentially going to go down here to the Symmetra, not the Symmetra, to the Zenyatta and the Orisa, who are firing in your general direction. There's a good potential that you go down here while trying to get this kill on this Reaper. And yeah, so that's unfortunate. You did have, like I said, you did have the Discord Orb on you, so you were taking a lot of damage, and the enemy team knows that you are the one to kill, and so their target priority was on point. And with you down, now it's only Zen. And again, Zen can only heal one person at a time, so the odds of you guys winning this next team fight are pretty small. I think that it's time for everyone to back off. These people up here should probably just back off completely, and this Ramatra should probably just die quickly so that you guys can get together for another team fight. Unless somebody can pick that Mercy, which I don't think will happen from the current angles. And you can see Ramatra hard commits to killing the horse, but again, both of the supports are here, just free targets, literally free. But unfortunately, everybody on your team thinks, you know what, it's time. This horse is going down, baby. And we can literally see the trail from Zenyatta. We can see the trail from the bullets from Cassidy. And they both thought, time to kill the horse. This is not good target priority on their part. And the Reaper is about to come down on them, and there's nothing to stop the Reaper from getting the kill on the Zenyatta or the Cass. I hope he targets the Zen, but we'll see what happens. Your tank is dead, so it's time for them to back off, right? I'm going to play it from this angle so that we can get the full view of whatever's happening. We got Symmetra is up here doing whatever she could do from up here. Her gun can't reach anything. Like, maybe she could put up turrets from this angle, but, like, she needs to retreat as well. So the Orisa goes down, but the Mercy is free to res her. The Cassidy and the Symmetra are jumping down onto the point, and you can see that Reaper is coming in, and he's about to blast your Zenyatta back to spawn. And there goes Zen, and there goes the Mercy, getting the res on the horse. So, like I said, target priority needs to be on point. Otherwise, you are just, like, everyone on your team is just wasting time, right? So the Reaper on their team did the right thing by putting Zen down, and now your Cassidy and your Symmetra are in a fight with an Orisa, a Zenyatta, a Mercy, and they're about to die. That's just that. That's just the facts. Looks like Sim might have thought differently and is about to leave, but this Cassidy is overcommitted. Right, so you got Reaper is figuring out what to do, and he sees that Cassidy is here and food. And okay, so he is committed to the Symmetra pick. The rest of the enemy team is committing to this Cassidy pick, and you are still spawning in here. Right, Cassidy's trying to run away, but it's not looking good. There goes Cass, and he's down, and here goes Symmetra even, Remetra. There goes Symmetra, and she's down, and now your team has to wait at the spawn for the rest of your guys to get back up. Because both of your DPS are down, you and Zen and your Ramatra are not going to be able to 3v5 this scenario. It's probably time to go back, right? This is the moment where you see what just happened, and you think, damn, bro, I think it might be time to turn around. But I don't think Ramatra is going to do that. Nope, he's not. And your Zen has broken off from you guys, and because Zen did not go with you, and he went off on his own angle, there's a good possibility that Zen just dies here, all by himself. So your team is here. You're putting your team in front of you, that's smart. You can see your target priority has adjusted to the Zenyatta, which is good, because you can't see the Mercy from this angle, so you don't know that she's there right now. And you do see the enemy Widowmaker, but you have a barrier in front of you. I'm not even certain that this Widowmaker has registered in your mind yet, because that was a quick swap on their part. But you swap to the Zenyatta, and that's the right thing to do. It's time to swap over to the Healing Aura. And you do, so that's good. But now you are alone, right? Like, you are down here all by yourself as Lucio, and your team did not jump down. You didn't need to jump down first. So you're getting back up with your squad. You're breaking the Orisa's ankles. There's nothing she can do about that. You are in the place that you need to be, and Orisa's just gonna have to figure out what to do next. Turn around and walk her silly horse ass back to the point alone. Because no one's engaging with her. Actually, I take it back. Symmetra's gonna try and throw her life away and go kill the horse. Again, there's no reason to target her at all. You're keeping your Zen alive, that's smart. Okay. So, in that moment, you guys all tried to come down and capitalize on the Orisa being out of position and punish her for overextending. That was the right thing to do on your guys' part, but it didn't work. So now we're gonna go ahead and just enter the team fight. You can see that the Mercy is alive. You can see that the Zenyatta is alive. And you try to go for the Mercy, but unfortunately, the Orisa decides she's going to pull you in. Right now, you need to swap to the Healing Aura. Bro, that Symmetra saved your guy's life. Probably not, because it didn't look like Orisa charged it up long enough, but the Symmetra putting the wall up right in front of you line-of-sighted the Orisa and stopped her ultimate from dealing any damage at all. And you can see that your Zen is also ulting right now, so you likely would have survived if she didn't one-hit you, and she didn't charge it up long enough for it to actually be effective. So that was a clutch move on the Symmetra's part. And but you went in for the boop on the Orisa, and while you were able to get her down, this person is still back here. Ram did put some damage into her, but she Guardian Angeled away, and now the Reaper is coming in and like destroying you guys with the Death Blossom. Whether or not you live through this, I'll be interested to find out. No, right? So the Reaper came through the wall. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to navigate through the wall in time, but unfortunately he did, and that was a value pick on his part. Worth it 100% to have killed you. And now, because of that, we're just going to back up a little bit. Now your team is significantly worse off in this fight. Even though the enemy Orisa is down, your team, without you around, has absolutely, basically no healing at all, right? The Zen has already used his ultimate, but the Reaper goes down immediately to the punches of the Ramatra. So it looks like the enemy team is just going to back off here, which is smart on their part. That's the right call. We're just going to watch. We'll see if the Widow gets any value here. The Widow decides she's going to dip, and in doing so, is immediately getting pushed by the Symmetra. I think this Widow loses this fight to this Sim. It would have to take an extremely clutch headshot for the Widow to win here. And I also think because this Mercy is alone with no one to Guardian Angel to and really nowhere to go, I think that the Mercy may also die. And we're just going to watch and see what happens. Oh my god. And the Mercy was able to get away because the Ramatra thought better of putting himself out of position. That was smart on his part to not overcommit because he doesn't know who else is around this corner. That being said, the Widowmaker used her movement ability to try and put herself into a better spot and ended up just going 2 feet in front of her. So basically wasted her movement ability, right? But your Symmetra thought that she dipped, so your Symmetra turned around and is now beaming nothing. Bro, the Symmetra got her ankles broken. That was amazing. She had no idea for a second where that Widow went. I'm pretty sure Widow's dead. Yeah, Widow dies there. Okay, so that's good. Your team won the point back. You're good to go. I'm going to pull it back to you because you're coming back from the spawn. You amp it up. I think you could have made it to the point without amping it up, but I think you'll have enough time that it won't really matter. So you're back with your squad. You see the Ram. You're going to support the Ram. This is the right thing to do. You are doing great. This round has been the best round I've seen thus far. You have been on point with almost all of your decisions. Well done. So you're speed boosting the Ram, and you're not swapping over to healing too much because you don't actually need it. This is good. This is good intentional use of the speed boost, and literally the thing that makes Lucio so good is his ability to swap back and forth in the times when he needs it, and you're actually utilizing it in the time that you need it. Good job. Okay, right now, this is a scary position, right? And I know you're about to swap over to healing, and I know you're about to amp it up, but for a second there, your Ramatra was behind you, and that is a pants shitter.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Okay, so if you had been on the healing a little bit sooner, I think you would have been able to amp it up and save this Ramatra from dying. In this moment, because you are not on the ground, I don't think you're going to be able to get this ultimate off before this Ram goes down. And I think that's extremely unfortunate, but this was like a split second. This was like a 1 second decision that you had to react to this. Very, very quickly, he went from like 60% to like 0. So I don't think that your ult is going to make it, but that being said, like, if you had just had the healing aura on, you would have been cool in this moment, right? His guard saves him. Thank goodness. If he had not had a guard ability, he definitely would have died to this. And now you are going to be able to hopefully get a little bit more health on him. And no, he's just going to go down. That's just too much damage, unfortunately. Between the Zenyatta, the Orisa, and the Mercy, who is keeping them alive and potentially even damage boosting them in certain scenarios. Like, it doesn't even matter that the Symmetra is back here. Like, she is doing nothing, right? Like, she's on the horse. She's trying so hard to kill this horse, but literally the two supports are right here. But what is she doing? She's beaming the horse, who is getting healed by the two. You can see the Zenyatta orb above her head. You can see the Mercy beam literally on her. Like, what is she doing, bro? It's unfortunate that the Ramatra died so quickly. In this moment, I think you probably should back up. I don't think that you're going to be able to kill the Mercy or the Zen with the Orisa right here. There's just too much damage that will come your way. Let's find out. Smart thinking, and the Symmetra decided to swap targets over to the Zen, which is the easiest one for her to kill. So that's smart thinking on her part. Although Mercy is the priority, Zen is far easier for her to kill because he can't get away from her. And Sim is overcommitted right now, right? So Sim is probably gonna die. You can see she's got no support up here. She's got nothing to stop her from all of this damage. She's got no health pack anywhere nearby. The best case scenario in this moment, she got the kill, would be to turn around and teleport out of this bitch, right? Like, get the hell out of here, Sim. And then you might live. The enemy Widowmaker is shooting down at your team, and she's shooting towards the Cassidy, who has the healing from Zen on him. I don't think that Cassidy, this damage, the damage that Cassidy would put in from this distance is not enough to two-hit the Widowmaker, so she has plenty of time to just get out of the way and survive. Widow might even be trying to shoot Zen here, but Zen also could just stand behind this wall and completely line of sight her and keep himself alive. So you see the Widow, and right now you're thinking, all right, fam, I'm gonna get this Widowmaker. She did just kill your Cassidy, so I was right in my initial assessment that she is actually fighting Cassidy and not fighting the Zenyatta. You know, she's trying to take pop shots at whoever she can. She does get the headshot on Cass, and you, as Lucio, very realistically could probably kill this Widow, even though it only takes one headshot to kill you, and this is an extremely dangerous fight to take, and I don't recommend taking this most of the time. You, as Lucio, are very hard to hit, so I don't think she's going to be able to headshot you. And you do get that kill on her, that's good. And now you can see that the Mercy is here, and you are going in on her, and that's awesome, dude. So the Mercy went down. The Symmetra had enough damage per second to out-damage the Mercy's healing and actually kill the Orisa, and now their entire team is dead except for Reaper, who is coming to feast on your Zen once again. And I do think you'll be able to get to Zen in time, so that'll be good. And I think you guys win this. I think you win this entire point right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. That Reaper has no idea what to do. You saw him. He was like, do I go over here? No. Oh, wait, do I go over here? And now his Wraith form is over. Now he's thinking, I'm gonna teleport up to there. But no, you're not, fam. You're gonna fucking die because you are out of position and there are too many people on you. You're never gonna be able to get through your teleport animation. You can see, there it is, there it is, bro. He started to teleport and immediately died. See, there's his teleport. You can see it forming on him. He tried to do the shadow step and it didn't work because he's out of position and he never gave himself a chance, right? If he'd have just kept going, he realistically could have teleported out of the way or teleported onto this health pack, you know, or maybe just survived for a few more seconds. But because he second-guessed himself, now he's dead. And you guys have the point back. In this moment, this is the moment where you are advancing over to kind of force them in at their spawn, right? But what you should be doing is the same thing you were doing before, going and getting Ramatra so that you can bring him over to the enemy, right? Like, you have the ability to get him there a lot faster. Putting yourself there puts your team in danger. Right, so you're thinking about it. You're trying to figure out, okay, well, which way do I think they're going to come from? You're listening for the sound cues. You can see that they're coming this way now. Again, Ramatra is still over here by himself. Still slow walking down the steps. Still slow walking over to you. There's no reason you are not Lucio the tank, right? I know you're riding a high right now, but you are not Lucio the tank. And now the entire team is here on you. And if you don't get out right now, you are going to die. And you went down to 13 hit points, but you figured it out, and you did get out of there. So as long as you stay line of sighted with them, your healing aura will be able to heal you up, and you are good to go, I think, in this moment. I think you're fine. And you are. You made it out. Good job. You thought, you got a little bit too aggressive there, but you figured out your mistake before it was too late. Again, you had 13 hit points. So if they had hit one shot on you, if anyone had hit a single shot on you, that would have been the end, but you made it. So you got double support ultimates coming out. You have a soldier behind you. Your Ramatra is over here with the Discord orb on him, and you have the speed boost aura on. There's no reason to have speed on right now, bro. Like, you have all of the tools to try and keep this Ramatra alive as long as possible, but unfortunately you're using the speed aura. Your Zen does not have an ult. Your Ram does have an ult. This is the person you got to keep alive right now. And again, I can't look at the scoreboard, so I can't see if you're pulling up the scoreboard to check ultimates, but make sure that you check people's ultimates, because you want to enable the people who have an ultimate active. So you see that the soldier is on you, and you're trying to get that damage in on him, but you can literally see the Zen is here, using his ult. There's no way that you keep this, that you kill this soldier. Even if you hit all of your headshots, there's no way that you kill the soldier through the Zen's ultimate, and your speed boost is still on. Your Ramatra needs healing. So you swap over to the healing, and now you're dead. That is sad and unfortunate, bro. Again, like, your Ram is in a bad place. He needed you. I still think you guys might win this, though. I still think you might win this, this point here. Yeah, because the Ramatra ultimate's going to come out, and then your Zen is going to build up his ult. You can see your Cassidy is also using High Noon, wherever the fuck Cassidy is. Bang. Okay, so Cass is over here, using High Noon on the point here. Potentially could get a very strong High Noon off. I'm going to go ahead, we'll break it off from Cass here, and we will check the bird's eye view. And it looks like with this ult combo, and with your Zen about to get ultimate, you will have not only enough healing, but enough damage to be able to take this point. Bang. So the Cassidy hits the Orisa really hard with that High Noon. And with your Ramatra ultimate going off and him actually punching her, the damage from the High Noon is going to give the Orisa the DPS passive that reduces her healing by 15%. So even though she's got the healing orb from Zen, she's got the beam from Mercy, she's also got the Discord orb from your Zen, which means she's taking 20% more damage and her healing is reduced. I think this Orisa is going down at this moment. I don't think there's anything that can save her from the punches of the Ram. Bang, and you can see that she goes down very easily, and now it's time to kill either, like, the Mercy would be the one, but in Valk, she's going to be hard to get, but as long as he walks close to them, the amount of damage that the Ramatra will be able to put out is enough to potentially kill both the Mercy and the Zen. You can see he's going for the easy target, and there's nothing wrong with that, but what's the Mercy doing? Popping her res on the Orisa, and she's got the Discord orb on her. Zen knows what to do, right? And let's see, Cassidy's coming around here. Cassidy's trying to have a shoot-off. He's trying to, you know, have a High Noon shoot-off with the soldier over here. He could easily kill this Mercy before she gets this res off. I'm just gonna play it from here. And the Mercy gets to res the tank, and nobody even saw her in the air. So your tank gets the kill on the Zenyatta. And now Mercy is in a terrible place, right? She is in a terrible place. This Zen is not giving up on her, and she needs to die immediately or else, right? The Cassidy on your team is starting to figure out what's going on here. He just saw that horse come up, and the Zenyatta is able to get the kill on the Mercy, and now your Zen is in a bad position against this soldier, but there's so much going on that I don't think the soldier will realistically be able to capitalize on the positioning. No, and Zen just backs up, right? Because the soldier sees, oh shit, this Ramatra is coming through with ultimate. I gotta make sure that I'm not standing in the aura, and he's just barely out of the aura, right? So he's trying really hard not to die and get caught in this Ramatra aura, so he doesn't have a chance to capitalize on this Zen. He could have easily killed with, like, a Helix rocket, and that would have been the end of it for him. But, unfortunately, your team is just gonna turn and, like, decimate this Orisa. And even with that ultimate, like, I don't think this is gonna save her. Although the Widowmaker is back here, the Cassidy is going down to the ultimate. If the Widowmaker gets a lucky headshot on the Zenyatta, it could potentially sway the fight in their favor. But I don't think she will, right? No, of course not. Because the Widowmaker is looking at the Symmetra, right? Because the Widowmaker doesn't know what to do in this moment. Instead of killing the Zen, who's over here, although the soldier did take Zen out, the Widowmaker is looking at Symmetra. So, potentially, you guys could lose this if the Widow hits this headshot. Again, I don't think she will. Right, and so the enemy Widowmaker is not charging up her shots, and because of that, she's not able to actually one-hit the enemy, or your Symmetra. And with the Ramatra here, still in tank form, he's just gonna punch this soldier to death. And you are here, you're back, so I'm gonna put it on you. We're gonna see it from your perspective as you guys clean up this fight here on Antarctic Peninsula. And there it is, right? So I think in this final round, you did better than you did in the entire game. I'm just going to put it right here. You were able to take fights and win them very quickly. You boosted your Ramatra back from the spawn, which is like literally the thing that you are made for. Like as Lucio, the whole reason you exist is to utilize this speed boost and make the most value out of it. So you did actually use that at one point, and that's really good. The only thing that I can say is that you still get pretty aggressive, and you need to know when it's time to back off and when it's time to aggress. And like if your tank is with you and in front of you, it's okay to aggress, right? But when you are alone, you need to pay attention to your number right here. And if you don't see numbers inside of your aura, then you are by yourself and you need to find a teammate to go with you. I think you did really good in this one. You got a lot of kills. You were able to team fight effectively most of the time. And even though the first round got kind of botched, your second and third rounds were both pretty strong. And the third round especially was very, very strong. Good job. I think you did great.